I'm going to show you 15 things that you can declutter, get out of your house that you're not even using, and give an incredible gift to those in need. I have so many old craft supplies that I've been holding on to because someday maybe I might want to make something, but the truth is, I know that this will change a life. My old yarn, my old wool, my old paints. Donating your craft supplies to a nursing home is one of the greatest gifts that you can give this Christmas. It doesn't matter if it's half used, because as a person who worked in a nursing home for over 5 years, I know how lonely it can be, and more than that, how bored a lot of the residents are. They spend all day waiting to get changed, waiting to eat, waiting for someone to visit them. And in those times, more than anything, they would love to crochet or knit, just keep their hands busy, or paint a picture, or write a letter to their loved ones, or even draw coloring books. We were so desperate for these craft supplies while I worked at the nursing home. And most of us have these sitting in our closet or in our craft room collecting dust. We have all of these incredible things that will bring so much joy to someone in a nursing home near you, and we're wasting them. So right now I'm going through my craft supplies, and I want you to go through yours too and look at them in a new light. Don't look at them at what you could someday possibly make out of them. Look at them as what a senior could use them for today. Many residents in nursing homes are very aware they've just lost the mobility to move on their own, so they're in assisted living, and you can bring them real happiness this Christmas by just dropping off your unused craft supplies, yarn, paint, scrapbooking paper, stickers, stationery. All of these are amazing things to gift today. If you have old puzzles in your house, definitely donate these to nursing homes too. The residents love building puzzles together, and they always leave them out in the activity rooms, and everybody works on them at the same time. This will bring so much joy to a senior near you. And while you're dropping off donations to your local nursing home, don't forget about books, especially like Nicholas Sparks, romance books, ones like these they love. I know you're looking at this one. I mean, let's spice some things up. Seriously, anytime that we got donations of books when I worked at the nursing home, it was so much happiness and so much joy. And you can bring that to someone in your community just by dropping off some used books. I recently decluttered like all of our winter coats that we weren't wearing. I think we got rid of like 15 or 20 before we moved, and I wish I would have waited, because now is the time to donate your outerwear to shelters, homeless shelters and women's shelters. They are in desperate need of warm coats. So if you have any that you're not using, I have one because I gained some weight. This does not fit me anymore, and I'm going to make sure it goes to a really good home. Look in your closet today for any old winter coats, because shelters are desperately wanting them. It's also the perfect time of year to go through all of your winter boots, kids' winter boots, donate these to shelters and women's shelters. And if you're like me and you have way too many scarves and mittens and hats, donate these too. Shelters are in desperate need of these, and having less is just gonna make life easier. I definitely have way too many, even though I've decluttered, and it just makes finding them hard. So take a few seconds and declutter them. I called the shelter in my community and asked for a list of things that they really needed, and near the top were actually backpacks. This is something I didn't think about, and we have a bunch of just random ones in our house. And so what a great way to help those in need and declutter at the same time. And the reason shelters are looking for backpacks is because every morning, everyone who's stayed in the shelter leaves with all of their belongings, and they're often carrying them in like random bags. So giving backpacks that you're not using is a great way that they can have all their things safe and secure and in one place. This is a lovely way to share and declutter at the same time. Every Christmas I get a lot of like scented lotions and things like that, and sometimes I just don't love it and I don't even open it, but this is the time of year to donate that type of stuff. to homeless shelters, but also women's shelters. A lot of women go into a shelter with nothing but the clothes on their back. So if you have bathroom products like lotions and creams and scented perfumes that are new or almost new condition, definitely think about donating them to shelters, either homeless shelters or women's shelters for people who are in desperate need. Another thing shelters love to receive are socks, warm socks, any kind of socks that you have. If you can declutter socks, think about donating them to a shelter, especially the really fuzzy, warm ones. We get these gifted to us a lot at Christmas time, but we don't actually love them. So whether they're brand new or not, it's okay as long as they're in good condition. This makes a perfect gift. And I'm going to actually take this a step further, and I'm going to make care kits this year. So including warm socks, the gloves, hats, maybe some personal hygiene products and snacks, and make these little care kits that I can drop off at the shelters near me. And I'm gonna label all of my care kits using my new Epson LabelWorks label maker. They sent me this to try out. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. And I have a ton of different cartridges and tapes to choose from. The thing I love most about this is that you can design your custom labels in the app. You can choose your fonts. They have so many different beautiful frames for you to choose from. You can really make the label of your dreams, and not just a basic white label either. There's a ton of different colors. There's metallic. There's also magnetic tape, so you can make a chore chart. It's really, the sky is the limit. And what's incredible is that they're a really small division of Epson, a global company. They only have about 30 employees in Wisconsin. So if you call for customer service, you're speaking to an actual person. And if you have a problem with the label maker, you send it back and they send you a new one. It has a lifetime warranty. Pretty incredible. I'm going to put a link down below, and I'm going to pin it in a comment if you want to learn about this awesome Epson LabelWorks. Our puppy Penny has a really sensitive stomach, so there was a time where I was buying like a bunch of different types of dog food just to have it not agree with her, and then I didn't know what to do with them. So our local animal shelter took all the dog food, even though it was open, which was great, and I asked them, is there anything else you would like or that you're looking for? And I was actually surprised when the lady said toys. If there's any gently used toys, nothing really destroyed, but old shoes or Kongs or stuffed animals. This is something that they're looking for because apparently the animals in cages can get a lot of anxiety, and giving them something to do helps alleviate that stress. So if your dog or cat is like my pets and you have too many toys, it's a really good way for you to declutter the excess and help an animal in need at the same time. And if you've bought treats or food, even if it's opened and your dog or cat doesn't like them, you can still donate this to a shelter near you. You can also donate old towels that are kind of ratty, or blankets, sheets that you never use, to the animal shelter. Think of it as like a soft, cozy bed for all those little puppies and kittens. Why are you just storing it in your closet doing nothing? Give it a good home and donate it to a shelter. Another thing that animal shelters seriously need are cleaning supplies. So if you have a bunch of excess cleaning supplies you don't love, or during COVID, you bought 10,000 wipes and Lysol spray, give them to the animal shelter near you. They really, really need these things, and you're gonna make room in your house at the same time. The first few Christmases after my girls were born, we didn't have a lot of money, and I bought most of their gifts from thrift stores. I got great clothes for them, pajamas, toys, but this is the perfect time of year to go through your kids' clothes that they've outgrown and donate them to a thrift store, or even your own clothes to a thrift store. Holiday outfits you'll never wear again, because a lot of people shop there this time of year, and you're going to make somebody's day when they find an amazing find for a great price, and you are going to have less stuff in your house. Right now is definitely the time you want to go through your children's toys and donate any gently used items to thrift stores. A lot of parents, especially those who are struggling, shop for Christmas gifts for their kids at thrift stores. So if you have gently used items that your kids are not using, you're really helping another family this time of year and decluttering at the same time. And if you're like us, and you have things that have never been opened. Milo has a bunch of Lego kits. He's not really into Lego. These were gifts. We're going to donate these to the Salvation Army gift drive. Because they're brand new, we can donate them to other kids who will get this at Christmas as part of their Christmas gift. This is the perfect time of year to donate all of your holiday decor that you're not using, because as you decorate, anything that's left in your totes, you don't like it or you're not using it. So why not let that go? And why not donate it to a thrift store? I love donating to Goodwill or Salvation Army, because not only are people shopping for these things right now, people who couldn't afford to buy these things brand new, so you're really helping people out, but these are charity shops that are actually using the revenue to help the community too. So as you decorate your tree and as you decorate for Christmas, look at your leftover stuff a little bit differently. Don't just look at it as something you're going to store until next year. Pack it up, drop it off at a thrift store, and really help someone in need this Christmas. What the badonkadonks? Look at all the stuff I found. Every time I declutter, I always think I'm never going to find anything because I declutter so often. And this was under an hour to find all of these things. And not only do I feel lighter and happier because I'm letting go, but all of this stuff is going to an incredible home. It is really helping people in need in my community, which makes me feel even better. So declutter today. I've made a printable for you so you can follow along and get inspired. Declutter while also spreading some joy this Christmas. Thank you guys so much for those of you who have stayed to the end. A couple of days ago, I saw, because I got up early, like a million deer in the backyard. Not a million, but over 5. And I was so excited because there was even a dude with like big antlers. So I immediately went to the feed store and bought big bags of molasses corn to feed them. And every night I go with the wheelbarrow and I spread it and I got them a big bowl. And here's the thing, I want to be like Snow White, and I go in the backyard and I and all the animals land on me, and the deer come, and the bunnies and the squirrels and the birds. But Emily and Joe says I'm just going to attract rats. I have not seen deer since, and it's been raining, so the bowl's always filled with like soup. I'm making soup corn back there. I'm curious. In the comments below, I know there's a lot of nature back here. How can I make this nature my friend? How can I make it so they come to me and I hand feed? I see these videos on YouTube of people, they open their back door and the deer come in their house. I want this, friends. I don't know how to make this happen. If you do, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.